Here, just talking to the mic. When you talk into it, just keep it this close to your lips. So we're just sound checking right now. So just say something.
This is heavier than I thought it would be.
All right.
Okay.
Most podcasts are.
And that's Geoff Tate with the opening salute to the Doug Stanhope podcast. Still trembling from the flight home from Australia. We actually started this podcast a bit earlier, right before Women's Cup final. And we go ahead, we'll crank out 20 minutes, and then we'll pause and we'll go watch World Cup and come back. And I didn't like how it started. And then 10 minutes, 15 minutes into World Cup, we get to the bar. It's already fucking 2-0. And then within 2 minutes, it was 4-0.
And then after that, it got boring.
Yeah, it got pretty boring. But we did have cocktails. And I started the first podcast. I still had morning shakes going, should we do this later? I shouldn't still have the trembles. So now we're doing it because we're talking to Sidney, my niece, who was dead asleep listening to audible.com. How about that? They're not even a sponsor on this podcast, so fuck them. But you were listening to them because I told Sidney, my niece, hey, while you're out here, figure out how to use audible.com because they're sponsoring some of our podcasts and I don't know how to use it. And she figured it out. And now she's been listening to books on audible.com that I've said 3 times and they're not even a fucking sponsor.
I hear they have over 10,000 titles.
180,000 goddamn titles.
Well, I wasn't wrong. That's still over 10,000.
10,000 plus 170,000.
Yeah, they have way over 10,000 titles.
Far more than 3 titles.
Yeah, so many more. But the top 3, those are good.
Yeah. Sidney reads like fiction and shit or listens to. I always had a hang up with that where I go, oh yeah, I read that, but I listened to it on tape. So there's an asterisk. I think we went over this. So we just, we hijacked my niece. We abducted her. She thought she's coming out to, spend 2 weeks for her birthday for the first time without her dad. Or her brother. They generally come out once a year, or I go back there once a year. You've been here a few times to Arizona. But now you're an adult. You could die for your country. You're 18, now 19. And so I'm writing this book. Here's how it starts. I have an open invite from Johnny Depp. We saw him, Bingo and I, we went to L.A., for a visit, and then we were going to Mexico. So it was a big vacation in March, April. And we hooked up with Johnny Depp, and he said, hey, he had fucked up his finger really bad, so he had to take a break from filming Pirates of the Caribbean 75. But he's going back to Australia when we saw him, and he said, hey, you should come to Australia. I have my own go-kart track where they put me up on my estate in the hinterlands, and you should come. And I fucking can't because I got to write this book. I already had milked too much time not writing the book, and I had a hard date. So I'm sitting there the whole time writing this book, frustrated, losing even more hair, going, I could be fucking riding go-karts with Johnny Depp right now. I'm writing this stupid book. And then Sidney's coming out for 2 weeks. So I had 2 weeks doing the Canadian tour. Thank you, Canada. We had a blast. If I haven't already said that, it was always great up there. And then I scheduled Sidney to come in right after Canada. So the break from the book is one long thing. All right, it's 2 weeks of Canada, 2 weeks of Sidney.
Like we landed and she came in the next day. So we never even went back to Bisbee. We stayed in Tucson.
Yeah, we're at the Sheraton 4 Points, my home away from home, right at the I almost said the Bisbee Airport.
This is the Bisbee Airport.
Yeah, for
it's
us.
Also the Douglas Airport.
Yeah. So yeah, we stayed here, picked her up, and I had thought, you know what, even with the open invite, I don't want to fucking bother Johnny Depp. I assume even though he doesn't drink, he's fucked up and doesn't remember. I put all my shit on other people. I'm some dude. I'm just a problem if I call him. I texted him a few times and his sister Christy going, I should fucking just get on a plane and go ride go-karts. Go! Come on! Do it! I didn't do it. Then Sidney. That's a long story. I'll tell that at the end. I already told it. But I'll tell it at the end. So I thought maybe it needs the story.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. Did you
Kevin Fulginato?
Oh yeah, no, it needs that story, but it also
story.
you didn't. Did you mention that for some reason Johnny Depp just has go-kart tracks?
Well, we find out.
Yeah,
we find out later
that's why he's begging you to come ride go-karts because he has them.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Exactly.
And also,
I just gave that Irish dude my number that we're sitting at the bar with, and said, "Hey, like,
yeah, take that, Earl. That's what you get if you're not a fucking shithead. You end up with Stanhope's number. You confounding motherfucker."
Do you remember Earl from last night?
She's the only one of us that should remember Earl from last night. We were fucked up.
I didn't remember till the bartender said, "Wow, what was that? What that Earl guy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "The guy." And I went, "Oh, the Scarface guy." Anyway, this cool guy we just met at the bar. He just moved here from Ireland. And I'm like, "Yeah, fucking come down to Bisbee. You get some 9-to-5 job that he hates." Anyway, let me get back to Kevin Fulginato, not his real name. I don't want you to Troy Holm the guy. Room service is here. We're going to have to hit pause.
Hold on. Just let it go.
Let it go?
Yeah.
All right, we'll let it go.
You don't have to talk, but
Yeah, but we can.
Here's the thing. I'm writing this.
that wasn't 30 minutes.
I'm pausing. I'm pausing.
Yeah.
All right, back to Kevin Fulginato is not the guy's real name. I'm writing this book, and there's a very there's a lot of shit that I weeped openly at times, just going through shit, just the pressure of trying to remember what did I do with my life, what actually happened. But there was a story that my brother had told me that I kind of remembered, but when he told me again, made me murderous. About this time when we were living in Paxton, Massachusetts, and these kids fucked with him, like a John Hughes movie, like the movie Carrie. Stephen King. That kind of just set him up to look like a fool. They didn't dump blood over his head, but it was still like enough that I asked for names. I want the fucking names of these kids that did this shit to you, so I can look them up on Facebook and fantasy murder them and their children and their wives, because that's what I do. That's how I burn off steam.
Yeah. That's how you write a book.
So I find this one guy, Kevin Fulginato, not his real name, but anyone from Paxton will know this guy if they're from the same class. And you will fucking openly hate and mock him and slap his kid off a bicycle and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was reaching out to grab my mail out of the mailbox and you rode by on a bicycle and I slapped you off your bicycle accidentally."
But we're in the middle of the street.
You don't know where my mailbox is, you fucking kid.
Yeah. How dare you question your elders?
Are you baby Fulginato? I got a message for your dick dad. Smack.
Well, I'm going through his Facebook page. I find this douche on his Facebook page. He's one of the criminal four. And one of the pictures is him. It's his dumb kid about my niece's age, my brother's daughter. They have kids about the same age. And he's standing there with fucking Matthew McConaughey in a picture. Because Matthew McConaughey evidently stayed like next door during they were filming something, and he stayed next door, and his kid became friends with Matthew McConaughey, and I hated him even fucking more. And then I thought, hey, my niece is coming out here, and I've been toying with this idea of fuck this, I'm just going to get on a flight, because how often can you say you went go-kart riding on the fucking, not the set, but in Australia with goddamn Johnny Depp? And I thought, fuck you, I'm bringing my goddamn niece, so she has a picture on her father's Facebook page of her with Johnny Depp, who's way better than Matthew McConaughey. And it wasn't just because you stayed next to him, it's because I actually fucking know him. Fuck you, I'll kill you and your kid, Kevin Fulginato.
Yeah, Johnny Depp wasn't doing you a favor by taking a picture with her. He wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
Matthew McConaughey is actually just trying to get his mail and has to talk to this fucking toe-headed
baby Fulginato.
Baby Fulginato.
But it was that sentiment of murder and spite that made me go, you know what? I am going to be that guy. And you invited me repeatedly. So, I'm going to take you up on it. And we're going to trick Sidney.
Did you tell Johnny Depp this was all about how fucking shitty Matthew McConaughey is? That's what drove you to
I actually did, but you're getting ahead of yourself. Actually, I tried to tell him this story truncated when we first, but let me skip back to Sidney has no idea. She thinks she's just coming out to spend 2 weeks at our house in
She's
Bisbee.
not full of this whole plot.
No.
Just to know the backstory.
All right, how do we surprise my niece by getting her onto several different flights to Australia and then a long car ride to a weird, obscure place on the Gold Coast without her knowing something's up. And we did it. She came. I had to do a couple days we were filming some weird shit for another thing at the house. So she showed up, and I'm like, all right, I got to focus on this for 2 days. Hang on, Sidney. As soon as I'm done with this, then things will be fun.
The party starts. Her birthday celebration.
And I thought, you know what? She'll be really interested anyway, watching me film dumb shit, which she wasn't. She didn't have any interest at all. So I'll be inside reading.
I agree.
Well, that's because we've done it.
I filmed dumb shit, and it's hard for me to get interested in it.
Yeah, but at least you'd think she'd be interested long enough to know how boring it is. She didn't even put baby steps into it. It's fine. Fine, we're setting her sights low on this vacation. She knows Bisbee's generally boring until we get drunk, and then it's irritating. That's kind of the day.
2 steps.
And then we sleep in. But usually her dad's there, so he makes up the morning slack. I have a really hard time talking to folks at all in the morning. My best friends, much less people I don't know how to amuse. So we already have the tickets in place.
You just spent 10 minutes explaining that we dumped 25 minutes of this podcast we recorded at 3:30 p.m. We all believe you.
All right, good. Good. We're on the same page. So we tell her as soon as I'm done my work, I say, okay, we're going to go up on Friday. We're going to shop in Tucson. We're going to do some shopping for your birthday. It's not my birthday. Well, the whole thing's your birthday. You're here for 2 weeks. It's all your birthday. When we do Super Bowl parties, they generally last 8 to 10 days. With some people fly in early before the Super Bowl. Some people fly in that day of the Super Bowl and stay late. It's a long fucking party. So you get that.
Yeah.
So we come up shopping. The thing that she doesn't know, the only reason we're in Tucson is we have a 6 a.m. flight or a 7 a.m. flight out of Tucson to start this pilgrimage that she's being abducted on. So we do shopping. Then we say, hey, we're just going to stay at the hotel by the airport so we can use their pool because it's 106 degrees. We'll go use their pool. It'll be fun. She doesn't know that in the morning we're fucking beating feet to the airport. We get to the hotel across the street, the Doubletree, you motherfuckers. The hotel is taken over by a Mexican wedding. This is not a small hotel. It's a huge hotel, and almost every room is some Mexican wedding that they're disbanding. So as soon as we check in, we start seeing all these tuxedos and dresses come out of cars. And we're like, get in the pool now, because it's only a matter of time. And it was minutes before the pool flooded with this entire Mexican wedding as like wall to wall elevator crunch of Mexicans mostly wearing their t-shirts. It's fucking laundry day for a Mexican wedding. You can't even get in the pool, and the rooms have no air conditioning. The air conditioning's out. So Sidney, not only is she overheated from the shopping on 4th Avenue in 106 degrees, now can't even get in the pool, and the room is no better because the room is 108 degrees. Now she really thinks that her fucking vacation is going south. I say, listen, you got to be up at 6 a.m. I found some fun, but we have to be out of here at 6 a.m. And that's when Sidney gets snappy. She's like, if I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going to tell me what the fuck we're doing. That's another thing about Sidney. She's like, Sidney's a very sheltered, polite girl. Gives me shit all the time for not saying please Bingo, fix my collar. Say please. But at the same time, Sidney's dropping fucking F-bombs. The first 2 days, she said almost nothing. Then she drops in a shit.
Like this podcast.
Yeah, that's her. She's eating the food. Don't worry.
The second day of this podcast is really going to sing.
Then she's dropping F-bombs out the fucking... really amusing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, she was unamused when she goes, if I'm waking up at 6 o'clock, I go, you're not waking up at 6 o'clock. We have to be gone by 6. So you're going to wake up at 5:30 and have all your shit. When we left Bisbee, I said, bring everything you have just in case. There's a lot of, like, it's summertime in Tucson. It's really hot. You can get really good deals on these resorts with multiple pools. So just bring all your shit. And then we're leaving because I know she's never going to see Bisbee again.
Right.
All I left was my laptop, a couple books, and a thing. And this is as we're about to leave. And I go, okay, good, that's fine. And then I have Bingo run interference while I go bag up her laptop, 2 books, and the other thing I can mail to you.
It's kind of like you're murdering someone. Getting rid of all traces.
But this is over a course of
weeks. Yeah.
We're having to plan this beat by beat.
Yeah.
So in the morning at 6 a.m., we're out front waiting for the shuttle. Well, we drove up here, and she's going, where's our car? And I go, oh, well, this driver, it's in a secure lot, and he has the pass, so you have to take the shuttle to... And she believes that for about the 2.5 minutes it takes to get to the airport departures where we check into a flight. She doesn't know why we're flying, where we're flying, anything. I give her a boarding pass that says Salt Lake City. That's our connection. That's all she knows. So we get on the flight. I would love to fucking describe that. This is off topic, but we had this flight attendant that was he was a miracle. Imagine a developmentally delayed person. This is a small shuttle flight, two seat, commuter jet. And this guy, probably 35, looked like he had a toupee, imagine a developmentally delayed person with a abject fear of flying on his first day as a flight attendant. And he's quivering. He's reading directly from the book, and
like the announcement, the
pre-flight
announcement.
Yes.
So he's never flown. We've never been flight attendants, but we could do that thing word for fucking word.
He's reading it out of the book. Flop sweat so bad. He has a rag with him that he's mopping
like
sweat.
A rapper.
Yeah, his toupee hair, which I don't think was a toupee, is stuck to his forehead, and he's trembling when he talks, and he's over. But you could tell he practiced it in his basement, like Rupert Pupkin.
Yeah.
King of comedy. And he's doing this, and when it calls for the hand gestures, for there's exits here, and the floor lighting, well, he sets the book down, mops his sweat, and then does the hand gestures. Way too late for the announcement. I was so transfixed by this guy. Like, if you were a SNL person that does characters, you would have studied this guy. I have notes. I just can't do his voice.
I'm on the 7 a.m. flight from Tucson to Salt Lake City in the morning. I am hoping to Christ.
His name's James.
I don't think I need
James B.
I don't think I need a name.
Yeah,
I
you'll
feel
know.
Like if he starts talking, I'll be like, oh, this is the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Just look for the towel, right?
It'll be the first time in 6 years I've shut my headphones off for that fucking announcement.
If someone rushed the cockpit with a box cutter, he would have fell fetal and shrieked.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what they did? That's all the news that day. It's not like anything stopped him.
Well, with the Delta, perks that I get, they give you 4 do you want to name someone who's good for the company kind of comment card?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to give someone props? Fill out this and say what nice. So all 3 of us filled out. I burned out my supply of comps for this guy, and he's patting his head, mopping his brow. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you.
What did you write?
I don't even remember. I don't know.
You're usually drunk when you do those.
Well, it's Tucson Airport.
Yeah.
The bar's open at 6 a.m. That's what Sidney had said. This was hilarious because when we had to meet with those people about the shit I was filming.
Yeah.
They showed up at 4 in Bisbee. She had just got there. And we were like, oh, we better grab ice. This is going to be a drinking meeting. And Sidney goes, you guys drink at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? I said, it's Bisbee. No one has a job, so you drink whenever you feel like drinking. Just start whenever.
You drink when someone gets ice, so get that ice.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, it's 6 a.m. and we're ordering cocktails that we don't even have to order because we're regulars at the airport bar. They know what we drink. So Sidney not only doesn't know where she's flying or what the fuck's going on, they know us by name and they bring our drinks without having to ask at 6:15 a.m. So we get on the Salt Lake leg. Still won't tell her where we're going. She sees that we're going through LAX. So she doesn't know that till she sees at the gate LAX, but it's it's a partner share.
Partner
so it
airline.
says Delta Airlines Flight 154 or whatever, and then it also says Virgin Australia. And I'm like, oh, she's looking at where we're going, but I hope that's not a giveaway. Like this whole time we're terrified. How are we going to pull this off this long? Because in LA we have a 12-hour layover. So, no, you can say fuck.
Yeah.
So we get to LA. Brett Erickson picks us up with Julie Seabubbles at the airport. She still has no idea. We go drop our shit at their apartment. Hey, we're going to go shop on Melrose for the afternoon. And so we have all this time to kill. I tweeted. I go, I'm trying to amuse my unamused niece for 9 hours in L.A. Any ideas? And all these people, it's just, it creates open mic for, hey, do drugs. Fuck her. Like all my fans are like the worst.
I replied.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, my favorite place to hang out is the departure terminal from LAX.
I do remember
why would you
that.
leave? You just fucking, you're leaving LA. That's the best.
Well, we get in at noon and we have a midnight flight. So we take her in, we shop all up and down Melrose, had a lot of fun. Again, just like shopping in Tucson, mostly for us. Vintage clothes she doesn't give a shit about. You get a nice pair of shoes. And, at the end of shopping, it's still like 4 or 5. We still have a lot of time to kill. And, I said, hey, don't even think about taking a nap because we have a really long flight next. And she goes, how long? I went, it's just long. Just trust me. Is it like 8 hours? And I went, it's 14 hours. And you could see her spirit leave her. She's already like giving us shit for taking us out shopping for her birthday when it's just shopping for us. She has no idea where this is fucking great. When I tweeted that, Drew Carey tweets back and said, bring her over to my place. He has this fucking huge mansion up on Mulholland. Bring her over to my place. You can jump on the trampoline and play in the pool. I'm serious. DM me. And so I asked her. She has no idea who Drew Carey is. She looked up. She Googled his picture and didn't even seem familiar whatsoever.
And I'm gonna do this joke from earlier because I still like it. But if I Google image him now, I wouldn't recognize him either. Like, he looks very different. He looks very different. Like now, if you look at him, he looks like he's the singer in Everclear.
Bleach blonde.
Yeah. No glasses.
Blonde hair, contacts. Yeah. Trim.
Surprised he doesn't live in Santa Monica. You can take that one out. I don't understand why you have to know who Drew Carey is to want to jump on a trampoline and play in a pool at a mansion. Why didn't you just say, do you want a mansion has invited us over?
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know the mansion. I
looked it up. I don't know what mansions are.
She would never tell you. She would never betray her face of unamusement. When she got to Bisbee, first thing, because we've been on the road for 2 weeks, so the fridge is empty. So we went to Safeway right away, and at the end, she had nothing in the cart, and I'm like, you gotta you get something you like to eat. I don't know what you eat. Anything's fine. And I go, I'm going to stay here till you put 5 things in the cart. And she just looked, we're in produce, and she looked at the tomatoes. She goes, I'll just take 5 tomatoes and put them in the cart. All right, fuck you then.
She's 19, but you're like Sandler in that Big Daddy movie. Where you're like, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my knee.
Do you want stuff? Just go find it.
Do we change them?
If you don't even, we don't even have to call you Sidney if you don't, like, whatever you want.
So we get to LAX. I finally tell her we're going to Australia because she's going to figure it out once we get in there. Because she was getting kind of cranky. So I tell her Australia. She figures out, she has her meds, because every fucking kid in the world is on meds, and she has to figure out the timing of the thing if she's. So I go, yeah, no idea. But she calms down once we tell her we're going to Australia. Still not pleased about a 14-hour flight. We actually left Hollywood and stayed at the, just for 3 hours just to get her out of shit and having to deal with talking to the Bretchels and Hennigan. And we got a Hilton, Airport Hilton, the fucking thug Hilton. I want to trash you relentlessly. Every airport hotel at LAX is thug central because they all border on the ghetto and all the upscale ghetto people. Not the kid selling crack out of his pocket. His boss's boss. They all hang out at every upscale fucking... But that's where I told her we're going to Australia. We're in the Hilton. And I said before I told her, she goes, you have to tell me. She's starting to panic and break down. And I said, all right, first guess. Do you have any idea? She tells me her friends guess Spain and Germany. And I go, I already... told you. I told her earlier in Tucson, I want to take you to a movie in the winter. And she's like, what does that even mean? I go, I just want to take you to a movie in the winter. Thinking eventually she'll go, oh, I see what you meant back then when you said that. It's so clever because it's a different hemisphere. So when I said guess, I said, I already told you it's winter where we're going. She said, how am I supposed to know the temperature of every country? Not, you're talking to a microphone. If you're going to talk it up, just say a couple words so people know you're actually here.
Say what you just said, because that was hilarious.
Yes. I'm not going to say that.
Say it.
She said you gave her a Jewish man's voice.
You did.
Hold on to that.
My hands are gross.
You don't, if I gave you your voice, they wouldn't hear what I said. So you said your friends guessed Spain and Germany, etc. And then I finally told you Australia.
When your friends were guessing, was there one that in your head you were like, I hope it's that one?
No.
It's like, so you were just hoping that maybe...
Did you have any hopes at all?
No.
It was more fear. I think she was more afraid. I'm sure there were places you didn't want to go.
Have you ever had hopes?
No.
Massachusetts is a real motherfucker, isn't it?
I don't live in Massachusetts.
What?
I don't live in Massachusetts.
Rhode Island, Maine. She goes to school in Maine. She lives in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is a real cheery place. So I swung and missed on that one.
The drive from here at the airport in Tucson to Bisbee, you could drive through probably 5 of the 6 states in New England. In an hour and 45 minutes, it's the same thing. Yes, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, it's the same thing.
Bleak.
So I'm going to skip over fuck you, Sky Club Delta. I've done nothing but promote you against your will, and you fucked me. I bragged to my niece about how since I'm the fucking top echelon, million-miler diamond status on Delta, oh, that's all right. We can get to the airport early because we can just lounge around the Sky Club. But no, since your partner, Virgin Australia, that you flew us on, oh, you're ticketed through Virgin Australia, and they look at you, top echelon of their partner, as a tiny molded piece of dog turd. So I can't get in fucking anywhere. Angry. All right, on to 14 hours flying. And this is where you're you know what? We're going to break. We're going to let you finish your cheeseburger.
Got at least an hour.
You take your time. We're going to break. We'll go smoke a cigarette because this is where I need you to fill in a lot of the blanks. Because this is a midnight flight, 14 hours from LAX to Brisbane, Australia. Still don't know where you're going. Well, you know where. You know what country. You stopped asking. You didn't ask cities or anything.
No details.
Hey, how often when you're in Brisbane, Australia, do you accidentally say Brisbane? Because that seems fun. Whimsical.
Could have been fun. Could have been fun. So, yeah, because I need you to fill in as we depart after my angry calls to the Sky Club for not fucking letting me in, you motherfuckers. I want to call them right now and relive that.
Oh, we should do that. We can do that on the podcast, right?
No, we don't. We don't have the can't record phone calls.
Oh, okay.
Not with this cheap set. Anyway, yeah. Sydney's going to have to fill you in on some of the hijinks after I took a 1 milligram Xanax and an over-the-counter after several cocktails at a caviar bar that they do have at the LAX Tom Bradley International Terminal, but none of that good lumpfish cheap shit. They had high-dollar stuff that I didn't even finish. Yeah, she's going to have to fill you in on what the fuck happened on 14 hours of flying, because I guess I did some weird shit and almost got into a fight, but I don't remember a lot of it. All right, please hold. We'll be back after this real commercial that's fake. Hey, for those of you who know how this story goes because you follow me on Twitter, the fans paid for this. Yes, thank you, fans who made this possible. Fans, vasectomies, and abortions who made me be the man that I am with all the disposable income to hijack my niece and bring her to Australia on a whim to meet Johnny Depp. How is that possible? Even though I didn't work for 7 months going into Canada, you parasite motherfuckers who make me work and buy my shit, thank you. Now that I've spent on my manic spree, now the depression sets in where you have to buy merch. Buy it, give it to thrift stores, give it to the needy. Buy t-shirts, Killer Termites t-shirts, Doug Stanhope podcast t-shirts, CDs, albums, cassette tapes. I don't care what you buy. Go to DougStanhope.com and go to the merch page and buy something so I can do this again next year. And maybe it's you next time. Maybe next time I bring a fan to Johannesburg and we ride around with ambulance drivers, because I just watched that documentary on Netflix. And it's horrific. So maybe we do something horrible to you. Either way, my point is, I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this podcast without Ggreg Chaille. Donate here button. I think there's a donate here button that keeps Ggreg Chaille in town, that gets this podcasting gear to whatever location I'm at when we have to talk. Thank you. And now back to the podcast, already not in the top 100. And now we're back with Sidney, who's almost done. And when you said it's going to take you an hour to eat a cheeseburger, I believe you. Because I've watched you eat breakfast every fucking day. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a drinker, Sidney. And in the morning, I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see bingo. I don't want to see the sun. I don't want to see the many empties littered around my nightstand, but I see your charming face. Are you awake yet? Can we have breakfast? And then you eat so goddamn slowly. I go out for 3 cigarettes, I come back. You're still eating. I think you're doing it to fuck with me. I feel like Bad Santa. And you're the kid from Bad Santa.
The blonde-headed kid?
What's with you and the sandwiches? Are you fucking with me?
You smoke American Spirits, too, so that takes a while.
Yeah.
That's a long 3 cigarettes.
And, yeah, in Australia, it was fucking cold. But let's get to the plane ride first, because there was 14 hours. I've been drinking for quite a while. We actually paced ourselves during the day. Didn't really drink where I normally would. But, yeah, once we were at the airport, I'm drinking. I'm eating shitty caviar. I'm yelling at the Delta Sky Clubs for fucking just, how dare you? The loyalty I've shown you. That's all I could think about. Much less, I should get some hummus for the plane. That keeps. So Sidney, Sidney said you weren't even at the caviar bar. She had to sit at a separate place because you were eating something where I could see you, but there's some imaginary line between the restaurants. So you had to sit there where I could wave at you, but I can't bring alcohol over there, and you can't come to. Oh, do you remember the guy with the voice at the bar? That's a yes from Sidney.
Sydney is nodding.
And giggling and laughing.
Giggling.
This guy had this voice, like almost like every bingo bingaman. He had this voice.
And he'd talk in short clips. And I go, oh, can I get that?
Yeah, did you want something?
I go, does anyone ever ask you questions that require more than a yes or no answer just to hear your voice at length?
Well, that happens every now and again.
I can't even do it. It was this deep voice, but phlegmy too. There was like heavy
back
phlegm,
of the throat.
but it was beautiful.
That's fun because that's your question is technically just a yes or no.
True. But yeah, he wanted to. He was a guy that loved to make cocktails like this.
Oh,
Where I asked, I go, would I be a dick if I asked for an old fashioned? And he just lit up. He's like your dad, my brother. He's a chef. He wants you to challenge him as a cook. This guy wanted you to challenge him. He's so bored because it's a caviar and champagne bar. And he's like, there's only
so many times you can pour champagne.
I'm doing such a disservice. Frank was his name, I'm pretty sure. I loved him.
It has to be.
Anyway, we get on. I'm full of Frank's cocktails. I had an old fashioned. I had a sidecar as well as the vodka sodas I started with. We get on the plane. There's some fucking weird guy in the row in front of us, and Bingo's clumsy on a plane. And where am I going? And he gave her a dirty look and rolled his eyes as he's stretching his back and shouldn't be in the fucking aisle anyway. And all I remember is I'm going to fucking punch this guy in the ribs because he has his hands up. But the guy turns out to be fucking crazy. And
he's a passenger.
He's in the window seat in front of us initially. And he's taking pictures of everything. He's like you do. Chaille will take pictures of our luggage as we set them on, to check them on the weigher, just so if our baggage gets lost, he can show them a picture rather than fill out a form. This guy's taking pictures. At first I thought, in case he's drunk, I'll remember which overhead cabinet, but he's taking pictures.
He was taking pictures of like the seatbelt sign.
Don't get up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like the light up thing. And then he turns around and looks at us like dead ass in the face and goes, don't tell anyone. We just look
and
at him.
Then he steps up on top of his window seat, walks across the two people in the middle and aisle, walks across their fucking seats, and goes to the bathroom. Oh, no, that's when he said, will you change seats with me?
Yeah, he walked right over them and then stood in the aisle and looked at the guy in the aisle seat and was like, switch seats with me. And the guy was like, okay, that's fine.
And then he went to the bathroom, and I ring the flight attendant button. I'm fucking ratso right now, yeah. This guy's fucking crazy. And I'm cross-eyed drunk. So the woman with this giant fake Cheshire cat smile listens to my story. And I'm going, no, he just walked across those two people. And with this giant Virgin Australia smile that has been burned into her the same way customer service, don't ever hang up first, has been burned into Indian call centers, says, there's open seats if you'd like to change your seat. I'm going, no, you're not listening. This guy's crazy. He walked across the laps of these two people. So she moves up to those two people and says, there's open seats available if you'd like to change your seats. And they went, we're fine. All right, fine. Keep an eye on him.
You're the one making the trouble, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I knocked out
No, before that, First, you were quoting The Art of War to me.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to quote The Art of War, where Sun Tzu says, have the higher ground. And I said, on an airplane, having the seat behind the offending army is the same as having the high ground, because I can film him and he doesn't even know I'm filming him, and then
No, you're doing it not really filming him. Just have your phone right up to the back of his seat so he can think you're filming him.
Because he kept turning around and looking peripherally at us. He was a dick. He was insane. He's a crazy dick.
And he didn't sleep the whole time.
Not 14 hours. That guy, wow. I woke up a few times here and there.
So he's like Putty in that Seinfeld episode where he just sat there. They're like, you don't have anything to read? No. You're not going to go to sleep?
Staring at the back, the headrest, staring at the back of the headrest.
Just insane. Anybody who just sits there and what the fuck? What?
Sidney was doing that. Sidney.
I was watching movies.
A lot of times you weren't watching movies. I go, did you see a movie? No. You're just sitting there. One time, Sidney asked Bingo, how do you open the bathroom door? I don't know how long.
You, not her. She slept the entire time.
Oh, that's right. She did. She slept the entire time. 14 solid hours. She asked me, really sweet. Like it hurt my heart a little bit, wondering how long she's held a piss. Cause it was a bathroom door where you have to push it in.
Yeah.
You couldn't see the push sign. It was pitch black in the whole thing.
I'm with you.
But cause you're such a...
I was on one the other day that had an actual knob and opened like a real door, and I couldn't fucking figure it out. 'Cause I've never seen that before on an airplane. There's always a slidey or a pushy or a rolly, but this one was just a door, and I was standing in the galley, and I was like, I'm very sorry, ma'am. I do not know how to make this work. And she just twists the knob and pulls it open. I was like, oh, like a door. This one's like a door. What the fuck?
Somehow you were going to affect the yaw of the plane or the,
I had no idea.
Pitch.
I did not know.
I do remember I was rocking out to ABBA at one point.
Oh.
I slept, I went to sleep. We slept for the first 7 hours. And I think we woke up about the same time.
Oh my God.
And it was
the idea of
great.
sleeping for the first 7
and
having another 7.
Yeah, oh, it's so good.
No, it isn't.
And then I re-up, ding dong, free cocktail, thank you. One more, thank you, and another downer. But in that time, I showed her how to open the bathroom door. So
I still didn't figure it out then when you showed me. It took me till, I think, the next plane to figure it out.
It wasn't that flight, but at one of the flights coming back, I looked over at Sidney across the aisle on that one, and she's studying the emergency evacuation procedures.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm being safe. There's nothing weird about being safe.
Talking about that trifold, the trifold card that's in the
on the mic. Eat the mic. Eat the mic.
I'm not eating the mic.
It's a metaphor or whatever, right? Like you don't actually have to eat the microphone. You just have to put it closer to your face.
Don't let the audience at home miss all of your sharp barbs.
Have you ever been inside I was inside an airplane bathroom and couldn't figure out how to get the door to open to get out of it.
Once again, probably because you had to push.
I still don't remember. I ended up getting it
Well,
open.
you
but I
did get
tried a
out.
bunch of things,
Clearly,
yeah.
your presence.
But I also
suggests that you got out.
don't mind that because you can just stand there and people are like, it's gross in the bathroom. Like the fucking whole airplane's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross until there's a line, and then then there's a premium on that bathroom.
Yeah.
So a lot of those bathrooms, you just had to stand there, and then you glare at the person coming. Like, what were you doing in there?
Yeah.
I heard the toilet flush, and then there was another 6 fucking minutes. What were you doing? Primping? Were you picking at it? Were you plucking your fucking eyebrows? What were you doing? So, I remember I was rocking out to ABBA at one point.
Like really creepy, kind of like the guy in the seat in front of us was doing. Just really, really creepy, like looking right at me.
Knowing me, knowing you. I was all into the ABBA.
This was a cappella.
Well, it was to the rest of I had headphones on.
All right.
But yeah.
So you were Eddie Murphy, Roxanne.
So we get off in Australia.
Hours.
Yeah. Roxanne! So we get off in Australia, anticipating problems. Didn't have any really, but Now, here's the thing about taking Sidney to Australia for her birthday. We brought Bingo on tour. She came with us on her birthday. You get a double birthday because there's an international timeline. So your birthday is one day, and then the next day is your birthday here. So you get a double birthday. We were in Australia with Bingo, and Bingo, notorious for fucking up at customs, not smuggling anything, not doing anything wrong, but still fucks up. Well, they're really strict about bringing in any kind of agriculture. Bingo, I tell her this, don't bring any food in. Well, Bingo didn't think jerky was food. So she had like 9 bags of turkey jerky in November when we were there. And then they line you up sometimes in this line, and then they have the dog come past everyone's bags. And the dog hit on her bag, and it was fucking, well, it's on the thing. Well, I didn't know that jerky's food or something. Some dumb thing. So we get off the plane this time. The first guy, we give him our cards, and he's very nice. He's the nice guy. They good cop you going, oh, the customs over. No, there's 3 more stops. And he goes, you don't have any jerky, do you? And I went, and I said, do you remember? Were you the guy? And he's confused. And I thought, well, it's such a weird question to ask. And Bingo's remarkable. You know, you got blue hair girl. We were just there 6 months ago.
A marching band hat.
And I go, oh, well, never mind. He let us go. And then another guy says, do you have any jerky? I go, is this a question you ask everyone? And he said, yes. Like, how weird is that? They didn't, she might have started it. That might be the thing. Because jerky, that's like if they said, do you have pistachios? Like a specific nut that you happen to eat that you got busted with last time. Like one kind of nut. Like, do you have jerky? And then we get in the line. And they have the dog sniff us, and it hits on my bag briefly. Ew. And I had the line ready, but I had to stop myself because I didn't want to give away where we're going, because I was going to say, maybe he's just smelling Johnny Depp's dogs, because that was a huge news story where Johnny Depp had smuggled his dogs into Australia. Usually you have to have them quarantined, and they were threatening to put Johnny Depp in jail for 10 years and euthanize his dogs if he didn't get them out of there. And I had to stifle that line.
Oh my God, it would end up being like Argo, but for Johnny Depp's dogs.
How fucking great would that be?
They have to set up another pirate movie, fake, just to get Johnny's dogs back.
I would love just the whole idea as a screenplay to me that just him doing 10 years in prison. Where they go, we're going to throw the book at him. No parole, no probation, no 10 solid, hard years for smuggling dogs.
Could you imagine the numbers locked up abroad would get if Johnny Depp was on for 4 seasons? He hasn't done TV since 21 Jump Street. Just sitting in that white room. I just had 2 dogs. I don't know. Greco and whatever the other dog's name would be. I fucking lost it, but I also like the idea that he named his dogs after other people from 21 Jump Street.
I like that. I like that you remembered one. So we get through customs, no problem. The Johnny Depp team has set us up with a driver. Fortunately, Sidney has to piss before we get. We meet the driver. He's got a sign waiting for us.
Of course she does. Bathrooms in airports are a lot easier to get into than bathrooms on
There's
airplanes.
no doors at all.
There's no doors at all. It's like a little walkway, a little maze thing.
She might have gone. Yeah, there's stall doors in the ladies' room. Maybe she went to the men's room so she could just piss in a urinal because it's easier.
This is going to be a dumb question, but
talking to the mic.
But also,
please,
I have a question.
Please, I'm sorry. Talking to the mic, please.
Thank you.
You little princess.
Do the bathroom doors in Australia open opposite of the bathroom doors in America?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, Mythbusters. Doug Stanhope's Mythbusters podcast. So you go to piss, and Andrew, our driver, I said, by the way, she has no idea where she's going. Don't bring up Johnny Depp or anything about that. which I already told Duders, but he failed to tell Andrew.
Who's Duders?
Duders is his Johnny's assistant that we were dealing with. He set us up with this fucking amazing place. It's where the cast and crew were staying for the movie, which was another point of fear. First of all, Andrew goes, "Oh, I'm glad you told me that," in an Australian accent, because
Greggy!
Yeah,
And then there are all those other words.
throw a fucking shrimp on the Barbie. Paint me, this is not a knife, that is a knife.
Please, I'll give you $10 if you just point out what is and what is not knives.
So, yeah, he's like, thank God you told me because I would have fucked up. So they bring us to this place. We have 2 suites, 15th and 17th floor, overlooking the ocean, like right there, hoping surfers get eaten by sharks. Perfect view, full kitchens, everything downstairs around you that you need, like a million restaurants, a grocery store right there, like everything.
Wow.
But I'm afraid to fucking go out.
Yeah.
Because I know the cast and crew are there, and we know half of Johnny's people, that the last thing you want is, like, we're so close to pulling this gag off with her having no idea that she's meeting Johnny Depp. And if we go outside, like, it takes one person the day after we met him actually saw us in the mall coming from the grocery store. Go, Doug, bingo! I can recognize you from behind. You're so easy to... Like, if that happened beforehand, so we crash out that first day. You did. Sidney crashed out immediately. Are you texting while we talk? Fuck.
No, I'm on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
That's different. I'm trying to write down notes.
Doug, that's kind of the same.
Like, I'm paying attention to...
So, anyway, Bingo and I are starting to get the fear. Like, we're this close if it fucks up. So the next morning, we sleep all that day off. We went out a little bit that night. We had some fun. A little bit of fun. Bingo and I had some cocktails downstairs. I don't know if Sidney had cocktails or not, because you know what? In Australia, she's a fucking real adult. Not with an asterisk, not you can die for your country, but you can't have a cocktail. So I don't ask her fucking business. All I know is I remember getting in one laughing jag.
That was not that big.
And it doesn't matter if it's that day. It was one of the days. So I just want to see if it's still funny.
It is still funny.
It's still funny to it. We're on the elevator getting back to our room after we'd been out at the restaurants and bars and eateries and establishments. And we're goofy, punch drunk from the plane. And she had to piss. Sidney had to piss. And she's going, I gotta piss. And the elevators took forever in that fucking place. And she's dancing around. I gotta piss. And I go, that's a weird thing that when you have to piss, once you're close to, your body knows when you're close to the restroom and will not, it doesn't compensate for, oh wait, it's a slow elevator. It just, your brain knows the bathroom's just 17 floors up. So you
straight away,
you gotta piss more. So we're talking about this, and Sidney makes the analogy of it's like cake. If you know you're gonna have a cake, eat some cake a week from now, it's not as tempting as if there's cake right in front of your face. And I said, yeah, but you never cake your pants. Yeah, you do. Do that whistling laugh into the microphone.
That's hilarious. That's like that's so funny, and it's also the perfect your uncle told you that joke.
But right then the elevator doors open as we're all like punchy, wheezing, laughing at dumb shit how we get in with this snooty family of mother and her 2 kids, and we just keep wheezing, laughing, and then we try to stop and stifle ourselves. And that makes it worse. And then we laugh even harder, which they think is at their expense for some reason. And we can't stop.
Arrogant.
Nor can we explain this.
Just arrogant.
The whole setup. And and as we go into the apartment, Sidney says, And we're still laughing again. And she says, we're going to think about this tomorrow and realize this is not funny at all. And then the next night, we remembered Cake Your Pants and started laughing just as hard. So it has held up. I thought, it's not going to be.
Or did you cake your pants?
No, she didn't cake her pants. She's a pro. Once she's treated like a real adult, unlike America, yeah, she can handle her own. So then we have to go see Johnny Depp, which when Bingo was there for her double birthday in Australia, all she wanted to do, get over here, Bingo, all she wanted to do was, this is quick. Give her a mic for a second. Was see a kangaroo. She wanted to see a kangaroo. That was her only story. That's all she wanted for her birthday. And Brian Hennigan said, what?
Well, Alex was with us.
Alex was our tour manager when we were there in November.
Great guy.
Promoter, whatever his title is.
Whatever it
Wicked
was.
good.
But, so he wanted to do anything for us that he could possibly do. And so he was going to take me to see kangaroos. And Brian said...
I know, that's why I brought you over. How did he phrase it?
How is this going to help ticket sales?
How are kangaroos going to help ticket sales? He's the fucking Grinch that stole birthdays. So now we've brought up Alex. Alex has been in contact. I heard you're over here. If we can catch up at any point, would love to. He's close by. So as we're telling Sidney that we're going to see kangaroos because Brian Hennigan fucked us out of kangaroos on tour. And again, it's another thing that Sidney's saying, this is for my birthday, so we're going to go we go vintage clothes shopping for you for my birthday. We're going to Australia so you can see kangaroos for my birthday. But we keep telling it, we actually used Alex as Johnny Depp in our conversations. If we're talking about Johnny Depp, we're talking about Alex. And by now, our bullshit's getting pretty strong. We're getting close to the end, but I told her, okay, yeah, we're going to go see, kangaroos. My friend Alex that we keep talking about, our tour manager from the last tour, I set up, because I know once we get there, it's a set, and it's not a small set.
Huge
it's a
movie
fucking
set.
Huge movie set. So I said, Alex is, he's got us hooked up for this thing. Now he's doing production for some local nature show. So they're doing a shoot where we can actually probably even, like they have an animal handler probably. So they'll probably let you hold a koala and stuff, like just to get her prepared for if she sees camera shit.
Yeah.
She'll know it's a local BBC type of production, but Australia.
$225 million production for a local nature.
For a fluff piece on koala bears.
And so Andrew picks us up again, same driver. She's wondering, how do we get the same cab driver twice? And I go,
Australia's
no.
real small.
I was throwing bullshit heavy. I go, no, I hired him because it's cheaper to hire a driver than to figure out how to drive on the wrong side of the road. I'm too much of a drunk to do that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. As we're getting there, we're fucking sweating now. We're so close to actually pulling this off because we drive onto the set. It's on it's like a Wet and Wild amusement park back lot where the set is.
Like a water park that they rented out?
They have a water park and an amusement park all together. And so we're driving onto that. So the movie set it's the back of that. So
I cannot wait to see this new pirate movie. It's in an amusement park this time? Holy shit.
It's on the back of that. So if you drove if you got backstage passes to fucking Disneyland, you wouldn't know what to expect. Right. And I'm mumbling things like, maybe it's just on the set they have the kangaroos and the koalas. And we pull into the parking, JD parking sign.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, grab that vodka in the bag. Like, I want her to duck down in the back seat. I'm trying to get her to not look at that sign. And then we walk in and immediately into the trailer where he's in makeup.
Into a trailer that says makeup on the outside? I mean,
no, it didn't.
Anything?
Yes, it did.
Did it?
I didn't see that, but it did.
Later? What did it say? Makeup?
Yeah, it said makeup on
He
the
was
front.
fucking asleep in the chair.
It's a long
they're
flight.
like, wait. They're doing makeup on a fucking corpse of Johnny Depp. And I'm like, wait. They're like, wait, hang on. And I have very shaky videotape. Cause at this point, I can't believe we have pulled this off right until she walks into the trailer. I'm telling her there's a kangaroo in here as I'm videotaping her.
I
Going,
thought
please
that was
hold.
weird.
She thought that was weird.
But, I mean, who's to say how they make movies? Kangaroos probably have trailers.
Who knows?
And
Right?
and
Or-
kangaroos could use makeup.
Yeah. Have you seen one up close in high def? You want
yeah.
to touch that up a little
Blemish. It's not pretty.
And that's why Bingo went first, because I thought we were seeing a fucking kangaroo. So I thought that, like, well, we're seeing a kangaroo because she wanted to see a kangaroo.
And I said
so
I'm
she
filming
goes
because I
first.
want to see Bingo's reaction to finally
I didn't
seeing
even
a
hear
kangaroo.
that. I didn't know you were filming.
Yeah, I was filming.
Well, I knew after, but I didn't know when I was coming in.
Yeah, my hands were visibly shaking. First of all, it's morning, so they do that anyway. And I only had one cocktail in me that I wasn't even going to drink till I realized, oh, I'm shaking in the car, just panicking. So yeah, so you walked in and there's Johnny Depp. And
And?
And what did he say?
No, what'd you think?
What did I think?
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought.
Did you think anything? Did you think holy shit or anything at all?
That ain't a kangaroo.
That's exactly what I thought. I said that. I said that in the video. I looked at it and I go, "There's not a kangaroo in here."
Well, you mean this like superstar, famous movie star guy? That ain't a kangaroo.
Yeah.
But then we saw a
I'm really
kangaroo, so it's
glad to
fine.
know that, because I saw that picture you posted.
Yeah.
And to see Johnny dressed like that, like, cause you said you had 9 hours in LA, and then I saw the picture and I was like, well, maybe, so he fucking took her to see Johnny in LA. That's how he killed some time. And I said, dressed like that, I was just like, this guy's off the fucking rails now. Well, he just keeps the clothes from whatever movies he's in, and then that's what he is forever.
Until the next role.
I mean, when he came to see you at the store, he was dressed like the fucking Lone Ranger.
he was,
He
and
said
no
that-
one noticed him.
But he sent that text the night before that said, is there somewhere I can hang out and watch where I won't be a distraction or whatever? Then he shows up in a white suit, a 3-piece white suit and a giant white hat. And you're like, hey, I mean, how about a hoodie? Like, you can get a hoodie and just sit in the room and people would be like, that guy looks like Johnny Depp. You walk in like this and people are like, how the fuck?
No, they think, what's the Johnny Depp impersonator doing here? Because Johnny Depp would never go out like that.
Like Willy Wonka.
Oh, hide in plain sight. That's
So
what-
the hugs and salutations, and then Johnny Depp says, you know, the whole drive home, she's going to be going, I hate Johnny Depp. Why the fuck did you bring me here to see Johnny Depp? Why couldn't you bring me to see Leonardo DiCaprio?
DiCaprio. He said DiCaprio.
DiCaprio. Thank you for...
That's great too. The idea that he's like mildly shit talking, burning himself and DiCaprio.
Crapio.
DiCaprio. Another fucking joke your uncle would tell you. So Uncle JD threw an uncle joke at you. Did you cake your pants when you saw him?
All right, that's a perfect break, and then we'll be back with part 3 and the final part of the abduction of my niece to the Pirates of the Caribbean. Am I ready? I just said Geoff Tate with vigor. Geoff Tate. One of the funniest comics I've ever met anywhere, both off stage and on. A guy I would never want to follow. I won't have to follow him because he's doing his own dates. You got a whole fucking thing going on.
Yeah. This fall, doing the Make the Rounds tour. I got like 40 cities that I'm working on.
Name them all.
I can't, but I know like Nashville, Chicago, DC, Detroit, Louisville, Bloomington, Indiana.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
It's 40
San Francisco,
it's
Portland,
40 fucking cities.
Albuquerque,
Good.
Bisbee.
Yes.
We're
Where do
gonna
they
come to
find these
Bisbee.
dates?
JustAnotherClown.com. That's my website.
I will be on at least 4 of these dates as a surprise guest.
Yeah.
So yeah, fucking buy your tickets now. I will show up.
Yeah. Buy the tickets. That's the website, JustAnotherClown.com. You can find,
JustAnotherClown.com.
Yeah.
Somewhat self-deprecating.
It's the name of one of my albums too. Like, because I can't get.
Oh, you can buy that album.
'cause-
Wait, you can buy that album at our website. You told me. Tell him, Chaille.
DougStanhope.com. My albums are available on DougStanhope.com.
Yeah, we're fucking doing that now.
We just inked a lucrative deal with Mr. Tate here.
Distribution.
Yeah, we inked it with alcohol.
Well, whenever anybody says, "How do I get a hard copy of your CD?" I don't know, and now I know.
There you go. Chaille does everything right.
I said, "Come to a show, I guess, and maybe I'll have them." But now I have an answer. I have a website with my dates, but the website with my merch is DougStanhope.com.
There you go. So,
because Stanhope's got a Chaille, and Chaille takes care of everything.
I can vouch for no one stronger than Geoff Tate. Even Junior Stopka. That kid has no ambition. I love him. Write some fucking jokes, Junior Stopka. Junior, get a pen. I don't know. Maybe he's probably got a bunch of new jokes. I'm fucking with him because, the Blackhawks won. And now he has to feel the brunt of that victory. Well,
you don't get to just ride high off all that.
No.
Like, you get your good 2 days from your team winning a thing, and then you got to write some fucking jokes, Junior.
Yep. Junior, get back on the road.
Is this for and I'm at Go Bananas this weekend, July 9 through 12
of 2015.
2015.
Yep.
Yeah. New hour. So if you've seen me recently, this is a new hour.
Absolutely. Always golden. Every time I see Geoff Tate, always beautiful, always new. And now we're going to get back to this podcast now that Sidney is done perioding. You don't have your period anymore. That was a week ago. And you know what? This is perfect for where we left it because we show up, we meet Johnny Depp, we have the falderall and the hoo-ha, and then it's immediately obvious that there's tension on the set. First of all, I'm not going to speak for Johnny Depp, but Pirates of the Caribbean Part 5, not a work of passion.
Why am I already camped out in front of a theater for it then?
And they're down to just like B-roll, basically shit they have to do. All the stars are good. They've been there for 6 months, including whatever month off he took from when he fucked up his finger. And there's tension. Like everyone, the people we know, Keenan is there. All the guys, Jerry was this guy. Jerry was the oldest security guy. And at some point, the first day we're there, after the surprise, and that's over, and Sidney's immediately on the phone. You had barely left the makeup trailer. You're on the phone going, "It's Johnny Depp!"
I had to tell Amy. She's the one that gave the picture, and she cried.
When we first met Johnny Depp, he flew us over to the set of Mordecai in London. And the only person I was that guy when we were hammered at his house. He wasn't hammered, by the way. Me and Bingo were hammered, and I did. Listen, will you just call my niece Sidney? Because she's the only one who gives a fuck about anything. Like you can't.
Little did you know, she doesn't give a fuck about anything.
But she did.
Yeah.
You know she's gonna be coy around you, and then and then she did that in front of me, so I knew she cared a little bit because she has one friend that Johnny signed an autograph for, and she cried when she got it.
Oh.
So it's Johnny Depp. And for a minute, I'm like, all right, this is the point. I just wanted you to be. There's no such thing as a selfless act, and the whole point of bringing her there was very self-serving to me. I wanted to be the fucking cool uncle because she's always treated me weird her entire life. I try to get her to break the rules. I try to be the corrupting uncle that lets her eat fucking cake for breakfast and and she's like, "That's not right."
You caked her breakfast? Did you cake her breakfast? I'm going to do that forever now.
On that 14-hour flight, we didn't realize, this is old school shit you'd remember, before 9/11, where planes weren't always full, and you could find 3 seats in the back, you could sleep across all 3 seats. People were doing this on that flight. And like, I never even thought to, and she goes, you can't sleep across 3 seats because you have to wear a seatbelt. It's against the rules. And then I had to show her how a seatbelt stretches out so you can lay down across 3 seats still wearing a seatbelt, which I haven't done since before 9/11 when you could find 3 open seats on an empty fucking plane.
I had that once in the last 5 years. One red eye, didn't have anybody on it.
It's fucking great.
And I lay down. I had the seatbelt on tight, like they tell you. Not at all. I really don't. A seatbelt helps you in a fender bender. When was the last time an airplane got in a fender bender?
Hennigan has the perfect. If they really cared about your safety, they would have the seats facing backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on impact, you would have the whole back of the seat to brace that, but they don't really, because that would be too uncomfortable. On takeoff, your fucking face is hitting your knees, slamming into the TV screen, and so they don't really give a shit.
Then they should just have shoulder straps.
Right.
A 5-point harness, like a NASCAR.
Yeah.
Or hammocks. How about hammocks?
Yeah.
All right, we're off topic.
I do like the hammock idea. I'll take the lack of safety for a
Comfort.
hammock.
For a
You could
swinging
just strap
comfort.
yourself right into the hammock. It'd be fine.
I see. I like she's
Cocoon.
younger. She's
A
younger.
cocoon.
She has a sharper mind than we do.
She does.
Yeah, you zip it up.
Yeah.
You zip
Like
it
a sleeping
up. You
bag.
get in the
Sick.
hammock.
She's
you
a-
sink in. You zip it up. You're just in a fucking thing.
She's a rule follower.
Then
You're a
the
goddamn
turbulence would be
banana.
great.
You're a banana and a
Hang
swing all
on,
over the
listen.
place.
She actually said a word and you talked over it.
What?
She said the turbulence would be great
You
if
just
you're in a
swing
hammock.
all over the place. It'd be awesome.
It's wicked good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Period. She's perioding through this whole fucking
If we're going to talk
setup.
about that, I got my period on the first fucking flight that we went on. On the first flight.
Yeah.
So I had it on the 14-hour flight.
Oh, when you couldn't figure out how to get in the bathroom.
Yup.
Oh no.
Yup. I was
That was her
freaking out.
biggest concern on the 14-hour flight was I don't
Wouldn't
want
that
to,
be your biggest concern? Right.
and you don't know when we picked you up and you said, "Oh, I should pee at the airport when Chaille's out front waiting. I should pee." I go, "Well, we're going to stop at I said gas station, which makes it sound like there was a truck stop that would have had good bathroom facilities.
I didn't have my period then.
When you get off the plane, when I picked you up in Tucson.
No, the first plane going to Australia.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know you had pads before that. You were in anticipation. Either way, your
That's because
period.
you have to fucking know or you'll ruin all your clothes.
All your clothes?
Yeah.
How about just the ones you're wearing?
No, every single pair of clothes that you own,
Do you sit on
It'll
your
be done.
suitcase on the airplane?
it'll be done. All of them will be gone.
Listen, I didn't get to take health class in school, so I don't really know if this is true or not.
Once one pair of underwear gets ruined, they're all ruined.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Sympathy stains.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Your
how underwear
period
works.
saved us because after we meet Johnny Depp, then it becomes glaringly apparent that there's tension on the set. The fucking crew has been waiting for him to come out and do this scene for a long time. I don't know. There's just a lot of scuttlebutt and a lot of the people we know on the set that are just shaking their heads, crossed-armed, and kind of half smirking. They're at the end of 6 months of this,
And he's-
5 months.
He's making him wait so he could blow the pants off, just surprise the shit out of your niece.
He probably didn't even remember that was about to happen till we come in. The point is, we know, all right, well, he's going to shoot a scene. They say Friday night. This is Tuesday. So they say Friday night there's a big scene you should come see. It's with the actual big boat on a sound stage, and it's this actual ship suspended, and they do the whole scene with this swinging boat. That was actually cool, but
So is it suspended so it simulates wave action and stuff like that?
Hey, that sounds a lot like her
I
boat
don't know.
or
No.
we'll get
to
hammock
that.
idea.
All right.
It was just
we'll get to that.
the bottom of the boat wasn't even finished. It was just
Oh, okay.
So it was just wildly disappointing.
Well, she again, you're getting ahead of us. We know that he told me immediately, I haven't slept in 2 days. Told me I was asleep in the makeup chair when you came in, and like, we don't want to fuck with you. It's like the end of our tours. If we just did 3 months on the road and you showed up in the green room on the couple nights before the end, yeah, I don't want to fucking talk to you. But he's not like that. I'll tell you. He'll just try to be gracious. So we hung around for a couple hours, and then I went and told them, hey, I'm using your period.
I can't believe
if you didn't have your
that.
But if you didn't have your period, I still would have said it if I was creative enough to come up with it, because they all have kids. They all have daughters. They all have daughters your age, and they're like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, like fuck, yeah, go. It was a perfect out where we could be polite, because yeah, he doesn't want us there. Polite. He doesn't need us there. It's not going to be a good day. He has to do some shit he doesn't want to do, and he hasn't slept. So we bailed out of there. Your period got us out of there without looking
it's
like...
It's a win-win.
Yeah, yeah.
It was.
I mean,
It wasn't bad for anyone.
You could have just walked in and been like, listen, Bingo's actually really upset there wasn't a kangaroo in here, so...
That's perfect segue.
We saw kangaroos.
The next day, we actually go see kangaroos, because while Johnny Depp's off in his
working
cave...
He's working.
Yeah, this woman came out, and she had a wallaby that had been hit by a car and broken leg, little baby.
The mom got run over by a car, and she died, and the baby got a broken leg. So it was at like a sanctuary, and nobody would like adopt it. So this lady did.
You can adopt what's a wallaby?
Well,
it's a small kangaroo.
It's a teeny kangaroo, basically.
It's like a mulatto.
No, it's you adopt it till you take it till it gets better, and then they put it in the wild
for it to be eaten by a dingo.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's limping.
Anyway,
don't name it.
So she told us about this cool place to go see.
His name was Joey. No, not Joey.
No, that's like
Johnny.
That's all of them.
Oh, Johnny.
They named him Johnny.
It was
or
Joey
something.
Depp. Yes, it was Joey Depp was the
Something
wallaby's
like
name.
yeah.
It was Johnny.
Joey Depp, like Kevin Dillon.
So she told us about a cool sanctuary to go see wallabies and koalas and kangaroos, and we went there the next day to see kangaroos for real, and we got that.
I didn't believe you, by the way.
How am I going to one-up Johnny Depp?
I don't know, but I didn't believe you. I was waiting the whole ride for you to be like, just kidding.
Just kidding. It's Barack Obama
Barack Obama doesn't.
He's in the Tasmanian devil fucking...
It's the Tasmanian devil from the cartoons.
That would be Johnny Depp.
That would, yeah, because...
cartoon.
Yeah, a cartoon. Yeah, a cartoon Tasmanian devil would be a little more impressive than Johnny Depp.
Yeah, just a little.
At least one is real.
Which one?
Johnny Depp is a person.
We did that. I'm just trying to get through all the beats of all the shit
Where's
we
your
did.
notes?
Tell him.
I had my
tell him
notes.
the place. It was really fucking cool.
It's the Currumbin Animal Sanctuary.
You got to pet kangaroos, and it's not even like extra money. You could just go in there and like pet them.
I have footage of Bingo was, and there's all these rules about don't touch their face.
Yeah, you don't touch their head. Only like they're like cats.
So
opposite.
So Bingo in this kangaroo.
It's Australia, so everything's opposite.
In this kangaroo pit, Bingo is face to face down on her knees with a kangaroo. And Johnny had said the first thing, this whole fucking country will poison you. He still talks like Hunter. This whole country, everything's poisonous. And they think
Even
my
the
dogs are in
trees.
danger. The trees can kill you here. There's poisonous trees. You just brush up against them. And my dogs, a kangaroo, they'll eviscerate you. That was the first day we met him. So cut to at the Currumbin Animal Sanctuary, Bingo, face to face, letting a kangaroo kiss her. She's like, the thing's sniffing her. I'm seeing it's about to attack her like the face-eating chimpanzee. So I'm filming, going Tosh.0.
Wide, not tall. You gotta go wide, not tall.
I did wide. Yeah, I was wide. Yes.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Is that the way to go?
If you go tall, you
Always.
end up with the bars on the
Oh,
side.
yeah,
You gotta go wide.
So yeah, I had it wide, and it didn't rip her face off.
Man, if it did, he could do one of those redemptions with the kangaroo. Like the kangaroo would probably be real embarrassed.
I didn't know you knew Johnny Depp.
Yeah, very sorry. Oh, you were visiting the country, so I'm very sorry. Very
They
sorry.
feel like cats. Kangaroos are great. They're like little big cats.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, but you were of the same mindset as me. As much as I love to give you shit, you were kind of good with getting it out of the way. We saw the fucking things. Let's go eat sushi.
Because then you're tired, and if there's nothing else to do, why would you stay there and just watch them for 2 hours?
Yeah.
I know. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But we saw that huge fucking crocodile.
Stay on the mic. There you go.
I am on the mic.
Giant microphone?
Huge
A
crocodile. It was like 15 feet long. Like
many
literally huge.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
I kind of did too. Bingo knew what was up. Bingo
It's
knew
an
it
old
was
Bill
real.
Dwyer joke. How many pennies were on its back? That's an old Bill Dwyer joke.
I don't even get that.
Me
It's because they
either.
never move, and every time you go to the zoo, you can just throw a penny on the crocodile's back, and then you go back a year later, and there's just some more pennies.
I had its mouth open like this.
It's a great joke. BillDwyer.com. Warren.
I love Bill Dwyer.
He's so
All
funny.
right, let's cut to dinner because this is getting out of control. This podcast. Dinner. We're going to have dinner for her birthday. One of her birthdays because it's
My
double
real
birthday.
birthday. My
Your
real
real
birthday, the
Australian
second.
birthday.
Yeah.
So which restaurant did you and Bingo want to eat at that you took her to for her birthday?
Johnny Depp's house. I might have gone to my birthday at Johnny Depp's house, but it's not a big deal. It's fine.
It was the house with the go-karts. He was renting a house from some motocross superstar.
We all saw it on TMZ.
We did?
The house?
That was the one that they flew the helicopter over, and you could see the dogs in the windows.
Holy shit. But just put a link to it.
No, I have no idea.
Put a link to it in
You're
the
fucking
description
weirder
for this.
than I am with Johnny Depp.
What's hilarious about this is this
international
episode is
news.
going to be quoted on TMZ. Tension on the set. Pirates 5. Tension on the set.
No, I fucking, we took him to Target for his first time, walking around with him looking like Johnny Depp. If I'm with Johnny Depp, paparazzi doesn't notice. I don't know if it's because how I threatened the TMZ guy one time.
What'd you
with
say?
Murdering his fucking family and watching his kids burn alive. I don't remember the details, but
That's
it was
the gist. The
Yeah.
gist is a horrific death in front of your face,
Either way.
and you're dead.
So we're scheduled to have dinner with him on her birthday. We go to the Johnny Depp fucking ranch that he's renting.
He has 2 fake dogs outside of his front door.
The Pistol and Boo are the dogs that they were going to kill that he had to fly out. So on his birthday in June, they brought him hundreds of stuffed dogs that look like his dogs. All the crew and sang happy birthday. So he had all these fake dogs. He said he was going to drag them off the plane when he came back on a string, like every single fake stuffed dog that they had brought him. So when he's already out the airport door when there's still dogs coming off his plane.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was like, what was it, like 11 when we got there? It was fucking late.
It was late. It was like 10 or 11. No,
Yeah.
that's not true. We left at like 7.
Yeah, that's what
We left at like 7, so we probably got there at like 8:30. It wasn't that late.
Wait, you left at 7.
We left at like...
Wait, does time go backwards there too?
Well, the driver picked us up at our hotel, and he was coming from the set. Well, they're about to shut down production, which if you've ever done anything, it's always 2 hours after that, at least, that they shut down. So but we know everyone. But Russell the cook, who for some reason I swore was from Eastern Europe. He's fucking English. Great guy. And, Duders. Nathan wasn't there yet, but all people we know. So we're having a blast anyway. Johnny shows up at some point. He shows you the weird finger and all the pictures of the surgery.
It was the grossest thing I've ever seen. He showed, he hurt his finger. It was like gouged out, like
On the tip.
flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
gone. The
gross.
tip is gone. There's bone showing. There's X-rays.
Do they use real swords?
I have no idea. This was. Yeah, I have no idea.
Did he
what
get his finger caught in the door because someone stole my hat in South Bend? And was that Johnny Depp that chased me out?
What? I know. Jesus fucking. We're doing a podcast here. Stop worrying about room service. So yeah. So he's around, and it was cool for about 10 minutes, and then he goes, I gotta go call my kids.
Wife.
And we already know how fucked he is.
His wife,
and
not his kids.
Whatever. He's going to call someone. He never came back. He went downstairs. Russell had made this beautiful Mexican spread, which was actually for an Englishman making Mexican in Australia. Was wicked. He's so good. And then we're just waiting for Johnny Depp. I don't care. I'm drunk. You're fine. And at some point, it's like 45 minutes, an hour, and they go down and check on him again. He had fallen asleep sitting up.
He slept like that for half an hour.
Yeah.
My dad has slept like that since 2009. So I don't see what the big deal is. He's just channeling Keith Richards for this movie, right? So sleeping sitting up is probably normal. Did I just say something?
No. I just remembered.
Oh, fuck. Do you know Keith Richards, too?
No. Well, duders and everyone, they're going, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. We're fucking having a great time. We know everyone. Everyone's cool. We're having cocktails and Mexican food. Just the fact that Johnny was around to make the surprise happen. That was it. So we don't care. And he's going to wake up in a few hours after you leave and think he's a dick.
Are you getting the...
Yeah. And we hung out. We had fun. We probably 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We like finally
2.
left.
Yeah, 2:30.
And then in the morning, here's the text message from Johnny Depp. Well, anytime this started when we first started talking with Johnny Depp via text 2 years ago in Canada. He likes to use a lot of exclamation points. So when that happens, when I say ring, that's several exclamation points in a row.
Could you just show it to me? Because I want to see how he writes text messages. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Well, ... I think I actually physically died last night. I'm so fucking sorry that happened. I was so looking forward to it, and I blew it. I feel like a diseased knob. Please forgive my premature death and useless resurrection. Ring. I most certainly did not mean any disrespect. I'm sorry, Mr. Ring there. The stunts in rewriting this blighted opus have done my head and my body no kind service. My sincere apologies to you, Bingo, and Sidney. I feel like a shitheel. Ring! So I'm really sorry. I am ready to face my accusers. Ring! Choose whatever punishment you deem necessary, and I will accept it. Perhaps a healthy number of swift Jan Yennerud-style kicks to the ghoulies repeatedly might be in order. Question. In any case, I'm so happy that you and Bingo flew all this way. Ring! I've been looking forward to it in a big way. Ring! I'm truly sorry, pal. Hope you guys are still coming to the set tonight. X. Rip Von Sprinkle.
So do you think he types all that, or does he have like a speech to text that turns whatever he says into, like, runs it through a Hunter Thompson filter? Well,
I had to sit down. I responded in kind I go, oh, fuck. Now I have to respond. And I had to use thesaurus.com twice. No, it goes on and on. It's fun. But yeah, no, because then he responds and I respond.
That was magnificent. The Johnny Depp text messages like that. The Johnny Depp text messages is wild.
Yeah, he does that. There was actually Steven, what's his name? God damn it. Clerks. They just did a movie together.
The guy from Clerks?
Yeah, fat guy.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith actually made a movie with Johnny Depp?
They produced it together. His daughter's in it. Anyway,
Tusk? Tusk.
He talked about Johnny Depp always writes like fucking Shakespeare in his text messages. And yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So that night we go to the set to see the big one. Sidney.
What?
You ran over here like, oh my God, I'm on.
No, I was just getting my phone and then I had it, so I'm coming back.
We have to leave Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and we're going to this shoot, the big shoot with the ship. And
the swinging ship?
Yeah.
The big sound
we
stage?
we have a 6 a.m. out. They start shooting. They pick us up at 7 p.m. the night before. It's freezing. I don't queer Sidney because Sidney's never been to a shoot before. She doesn't know that it's 4 hours to get 90 seconds of footage. We could probably, Sidney, you and I could probably do we watched one scene be shot over and over again, freezing our fucking balls off. And it was cool at first. I wanted her to see how it worked, but I know how it works. And I know, all right, you're going to see a scene, but it's going to be a snippet of a thing, and you're going to have to watch it for hours. Now, I didn't even know how bad it was going to be. Come, jump in. Bingo's going to talk.
No, I just wanted to say what Johnny did on set for us.
I got to
okay,
it. Yeah,
I was making sure you're going to get to it.
Lean in this way. If your face is in here, it makes Sidney happier.
Yeah. All right, because I like you.
So
the
we
best.
could. All right, let's try it. Let's try it, Sidney.
Are you sure?
It must be here. It has to be here. Why can't I see it?
Hold on. What's going on? What are you asking me?
I don't think you should do that on the air.
No, don't mind your business.
You mind your business. Don't be mean to her. You're mean to her.
I have to be mean to her.
I feel like you're going off book.
I'm not. No, they're saying you shouldn't do this because we're giving away the movie. I'm not going to do the whole thing.
We're pirating
seeing
a
if we can
brief
do-
moment of a pirate movie.
So it's
It's
clearly
perfect.
fine.
It is fine.
Okay, it starts out, and she's on the deck of the ship. Where is it? It must be here. Why can't I see it? And then Johnny Depp comes into the scene. The first 3 takes, he's just belching and blah, blah, blah. And then knowing that we're on the set, they give us earpieces so we can hear what's going on way up there on the and then at some point we realize we don't have to be here in the freezing cold. We can leave and still hear the scene. After we watch the scene 4 times, which is about 35, 40 minutes of freezing your balls off, hey, we can go to
Without
craft services. Standing. Yeah, we were standing. We weren't sitting. We're standing. And then we go, craft services is open. Let's walk over there, get some more ice for our drinks because we brought our own bar. They don't have a bar on set. That's one thing about, a high dollar set. You'd think they'd have a bar, but we were the only people who had our own bar, but we didn't have ice. So we had to rob ice from craft services. Then Bingo sees craft services has all the burrito fixins. They have burrito fixins, but they took away the meat, but they still have refried beans. And Bingo, that's her favorite thing. Refried beans,
With the tortilla.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Well, those refried beans, everything else is a burrito. There's lettuce, fucking
Cheese,
jalapenos, cheese, tomatoes, onion.
everything.
Yeah. But what looked like refried beans was chocolate mousse.
pudding. Chocolate pudding.
So she makes a refried
Big
bean
ol'.
burrito. Turns out all the fillings for the burritos are inside these thermos cabinets, keeping them warm in the freezing cold. All the other things were just fixins to put on top and chocolate mousse. So she made a giant chocolate mousse burrito.
Was it good? Did you eat it?
No, I didn't.
She stuck her finger in it before she ate it as a burrito.
Well, because you noticed it first and you looked at it and you were like, are you sure that is
It's
beans?
refried
Like, are you
beans.
sure? And so she tried it and it wasn't.
Don't make me the hero in every story.
No, please.
All right, so then we go back, and we're listening to the same scene that we froze our balls off through. We go back to the trailer in the production, the VIP camp, going, oh, we're kind of warmer. And then we're listening to them redo the same scene. And when Johnny Depp, instead of when he shows up drunk going, then he starts throwing our names in. He goes, Doug Stanhope, bingo. A million different ways.
Yeah.
Bingo, Doug Stanhope. Which kept us endlessly entertained.
Yes.
As we're freezing our balls. I mean, he's like name dropping us in fucking Pirates. And then he finally got done at that point.
Murderous rocks.
Murderous rocks.
Murderous rocks.
Rocks or stars?
No, planets. Planets. See, again,
Yeah,
we could do this fucking
Whole
scene
scene, yeah.
word for word. How many times we listen to it? I could do that scene better than the airline attendant announcement. There's emergency exits and the lighted rows. Yeah, but murderous rocks. So okay, let's make a long story longer and say, then he jacks us up. You should stay a few more days.
Like he always does to us the
Every
last
fucking
day
time.
when we're in.
He said, I'll rent a place. I'll rent a joint and you can do your set and I'll pay for it. No, the mouse will pay for it. And you can stay. And
But he tried to get you to do a corporate?
Yeah, basically.
But he also, because you said that you had to get home to write the book.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you can take my notebooks.
I said,
my notebooks.
He said, you can write it here. I go, no, I don't even have the rough draft done. I need reference material. He goes, you can take my journals and just write my shit and make it yours.
So he's just giving you his story?
He just wants you to stay. He always wants you to fucking stay. I do that no one ever visits Bisbee. Like, rarely do they, and when they do, I always want you to stay longer.
Of course you do. My flight left 8 hours ago.
Did it really?
Yeah, but I'm here. He fixed it yesterday. He made a phone call and fixed it, so I leave tomorrow.
I don't know. He almost got me when he said he dressed me up like a pirate.
Yeah, he said that was his last pitch, and that I was tempted
That
too.
really
He's like, I already
almost
name
worked.
dropped you in the script. I could dress you up like pirates and put you in the movie.
If I could dress up in one of those dresses, I probably would have had a tantrum and made you let us stay.
When he was really hardcore timeshare selling us to stay, and it would have been logistically a nightmare because you're on two different flights. You flying out here and you flying there back to here, and then the other flight back there.
Yeah.
And Chaille's already coming up with Tate, and we already have this hotel booked. Yeah. We made a deal. We'll just see him in September.
Yeah, we're going to see him in September.
But
I don't get to dress up like a pirate in September.
You don't know. You don't know.
I'll be at school in September.
Ever know.
There is no way Johnny Depp does not have 1 million pirate costumes.
I'm not going to go. I'm going to be at school.
What school? Why would you ever go to school? How long
All right,
would you
let's
go to
save
school?
this for the Geoff Tate podcast.
No, I have one question, one final question about this entire fucking 100-minute story. Did you ride go-karts?
No. Go-karts were locked up. In fact, the guy, he had 5 championship motocross bicycles that he won all this shit. How do you fucking become a multimillionaire riding a fucking motorcycle and no one ever heard of you?
He had a fake leg, like a design of his leg from when he broke it, on display in his trophy room.
The douche that Johnny rented this house
Not
estate
Johnny.
from.
The guy.
Johnny should have made I'm calling him Johnny. You sons of bitches. Mr. Depp should have made a design fake of his fucked up finger and left it in that guy's trophy case as a gift, like a secret, just to see how long, and also just like as a thank you for letting me stay in your house. I noticed you like fucked up injuries,
Body parts.
as taxidermied fake fucked up injuries. So I hurt my finger. Here you go. It's just right there.
All right, that's a fucking hour and 46 goddamn minutes, and we have to plug. Hang on, Guardians of the Galaxy. That was when we were trying to bond Sidney and I, my niece,
It worked.
who secretly hates me, who pretends to fake love me, and then just hamstring me. I don't know if she even likes me at all. But we did bond over one movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is fucking incredible. And you thought it was like the one time we agreed on something. That was that. What do you just say it into a microphone? Don't write it down. Make people read.
No,
Geoff Tate is on the road. See Geoff Tate go to I'm a Stupid Clown. What is it?
JustAnotherClown.com. Find out about the tour. And I'm in Cincinnati this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 9 through 12, 2015.
Come to Rhode Island instead.
I'm going to be in Rhode Island in the fall.
Really?
Providence, yeah.
And you'll have a fake ID by then. Someone sends Sidney Stanhope a fake ID at 212 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona, 85603.
I look
I don't
like
wanna, Can I give out your Twitter?
Yeah, I look
Hey,
like
don't
every
fucking be weird. I'll put the fucking
brown-haired girl in the world.
Yeah, no, also, yeah, if you guys are weird, if you find her on Twitter and you are weird, I have already had a couple guys wiped off the fucking internet before by some Death Squad, anonymous.
Troy Holm. Google search Troy Holm and then
yeah.
read by John Ronson. Seriously, So You've Been Publicly Shamed is this book that I read by John Ronson, who did the psychopath test, which you should read for sure. You and Chad Shank should read that.
I don't think I'm a psychopath, man.
I know.
I'm doing the work.
Probably not.
Nobody ever thinks they're a psychopath. That doesn't mean you're not.
Hey, listen, I've had enough of her.
Yeah, if you were part of the Troy Holm experiment, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Watch that movie.
Watch that. Read John Ronson. Read John Narb.
Also, if you're going to be weird to Sidney, don't. And if you're going to be weird to anybody on Twitter, just fucking cut it out. Stop being assholes.
It's okay. They're not going to be weird. He never gave my.
Oh yeah. Well, he'll post it. This is
there's no way you can find Sidney Stanhope on a Google search.
This is the most amazing and endearing Elizabeth Smart story I have ever heard.
Hang on. Let's have Sidney.
What?
You get the final word.
Okay.
Was this fucking worth it?
Was what worth what?
There you go. There you go.
That close is brought to you by Audible.com.
1, 2, 3, 7, yeah! Right on, baby. The priest is here, and the casket is ready. Body inside looks nice and steady. Let's play it for the man. For the last time, play it for the man. Farewell, play it for the man. For the last time, play it for the man. Praise the Lord, and we got to go on with the funeral party. 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 Yeah! Alright. Now the priest is talking, and the casket starts to move. Everybody's crying, we all got the groove. Let's play it for the man, for the last time, play it for the man. Farewell, play it for the man, for the last time, play it for the man. Praise the Lord, and we got to go